Hey, so welcome to what I believe is our last tutorial using the classes for creating our Pong game. And yeah, let's just get right into it. So if we hop over to our ball.cpp, let's throw in some more includes that we will need. So we're gonna have to include level. Did I spell include wrong? And we will also actually need include player. Some more. We will need math for this. Math.h will suffice. Allegro and our primitives as well. Allegro is kind of a weird word to spell. Cool. So let's once again declare these constants. I really should have just put them inside of level or something, but oh well. 9. Cool. And then we're also gonna make an instance of level for I'll just call it like level attributes, just for yeah. Well, how about level A? Doesn't really matter. So let's do our default constructor. And so we're gonna make the base velocity equal to -8, and you'll see why. But that's just a number of preference, and it's essentially setting the starting velocity that the ball is going to receive, so how fast it's going to be traveling. And you can mess around with that later. Radius is going to be 10 pixel radius. We're just gonna start it in the middle of the screen for now. That would spell correctly. Okay, but we're gonna start it in the middle of the screen, so the width of the height divided by 2 and the height divided by 2. Sorry, width of height, whatever. Makes sense. Our x velocity is going to be originally, anyways, equal to our base velocity. That's all base is. It's just, I don't know. I think it looks cleaner that way. And our x and y, because the ball x and y are going to have different velocities, because otherwise that would make for a very boring game. But that way, it can be going up faster than it might be going down, and at different inclines, kind of a thing. So we'll deal with that later. And I'm just going to give it the color blue, so we're using up all the different colors. And it's going to be alive. Start non-stop. Sorry, I have a pet bunny that likes to chew things. Very obnoxious. So update. Update's going to be pretty simple. Did I not? Actually, let's put render up here, just because I like to look at it in that way. And for render, actually, really all we're doing is drawing the filled circle, so pretty straightforward. Gonna draw it at x and y, send it radius and the color, which is gonna be RGB. And I mean, the only reason why we're throwing them variables is because, throwing in variables instead of just, going 0, whatever. It's just because we're going to be changing the color of it, so this makes things much more convenient further on. Okay, so in update, we're just going to test if it's alive. Then we are going to add on X velocity onto X, as well as Y. That's honestly all that's going on. And we'll maybe make this a little more complex later on, but I just want it simple for now. Now we're gonna throw this player. Sorry, player left and right, not just player. Yes. Is that good? This collision on? Probably. Oh, sorry. Player. Okay, cool. Whoops. Anyways. So this is, first we're gonna check if it has collided with the rackets. So we're just gonna have two if statements for that. So we're gonna check if X of the ball is less than player left dot X plus player L dot width plus radius, and Y is greater than player L dot Y, and Y is less than player L dot Y plus player dot H. And if this is so, then X velocity is equal to the absolute value of X velocity. So the X of the ball, if it's less than, which this is essentially the line on the right side of the racket, so that's pointing towards the other player. If it's less than that, and also it's within the two sides, the top and the bottom of the racket, which are these two, then we're gonna get the absolute value of the X velocity and set it equal to it. So that'll kind of it'll just mirror it essentially. And we're gonna do another simple one, or it's the same exact thing, but it's for player 2 or player right, whatever you want to call it instead. But it is slightly different, so yeah, just copy and paste. So minus player right dot width, or just minuses and pluses that are different, whatever. Minus radius, Y greater than player dot Y, sorry, player R dot Y, and player R dot Y is plus player dot H. We're just going to do the same exact thing here. It's actually, for this one, it's going to be negative absolute. And because it's going the other direction. And you'll see that when we run it and such. And once again, I mean, you can always just screw around with them and find out what things do. It's probably the easiest way. So I'm not too great at this anything. So now we're going to check if the ball is exceeding the left side. So if the racket or the player missed the ball, what's going to happen in that case? And so if x is less than 0, plus the radius, and we're plussing the radius because the ball has it obviously has area to it, and it's x is actually the dead center of the ball. X and y is, and you have to add the radius because otherwise it's not going to look right because it's going to bounce off the center of the ball, and it'll just look really bad. So, yeah, that's it. So, player R dot score. We're going to add a score to the opposing person. Because if it's on the left side, obviously the person on the right, which is player R, scored. Last score is equal to 2. So player 2 is the person who last scored. Alive is going to equal false, and we're going to reset the ball. And that's all. If x is greater than width minus the radius, then player left dot score plus plus last score is equal to 1, live is equal to false, and reset the ball. So it's straightforward. And now we have to check if it hits the ceiling, which is a lot like if it hits the racket, but easier actually. So if y is less than level A dot ceiling y plus the radius, yes, that's correct. Then the y velocity is equal to the absolute value of y velocity. If y is greater than height level A dot ground and radius, then y velocity is equal to negative absolute y velocity. Alright. And I don't know if I've had. No. Actually, I'll put that in the next video. So, thank you for watching once again. Hopefully you're enjoying these videos, and when I'm done with this, if things are still confusing, I'll probably do a big overrun over everything, make sure everything's comprehensible. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy. See ya.